I've come here to tell you of a powerful thing, a thing as enchanting as flowers in spring. It tickles your mind and opens the door to stories and wonder and oh, so much more. This thing leads the way to worlds still unknown, and each time you meet one, you'll find you have grown. What is this magical thing? Can you guess? Are you starting to wonder? I hope you say yes. You are already holding a very big clue whenever you say how, what, why, when, where, who. This big thing's a question that's tall, for the thing about questions is none need be small. Each one has a purpose, each springs from a place of mystery in us that's quite hard to trace. And the magic discovered with practice, I find, is strengthening questions that open the mind, asset-based questions, inspiring and bold, that stretch the world bigger, just so it can hold the wonder created by what we have dared to hope and to ask, and with smiles to have shared. Bliss W. Brown, founder and president of Imagine Chicago, December the 5th, 2008.
This poem was written by Bliss Brown. Bliss is a minister and previously a director of the Chicago Bank. Bliss established an organisation called Imagine Chicago. This organisation held community-wide, intergenerational conversations on imagining what a great city Chicago could be by building on the best of Chicago. Bliss was a keynote speaker at the Asia Pacific ABCD conference held in Newcastle in 2008. Bliss wrote this poem at 2:30 in the morning after exploring asset-based community development. These were her reflections on the conference of the day before. It would be good now to take some time to reflect on what we've explored and discussed over the first 3 sessions. In small groups, create something that reflects the key learnings and conversations you've had in the previous 3 sessions. In other building belonging workshops, people have made flags, banners, drawings, crosswords, songs and poems. Create anything that speaks to what emerged for you throughout the first 3 sessions. Once you've done this, share your key ideas with the rest of the group. The main reason that we do mapping when we're thinking of how to include people on the edge of community is to create opportunities for them to contribute their unique gifts. Our role is one of being a community connector, to find opportunities for people to express their gift, opportunities for a singer to sing in the choir, not just in the shower. A gift is only a gift when it's given. Sometimes, when we only see needs, we don't appreciate a person's gift. Judith Snow, a Canadian academic, says that her gift to the world is that people have to slow down when they are with her. Judith is a woman in a wheelchair who only has the movement of her right thumb. When I heard her say this, I thought, gee, in modern society we're always trying to find ways of being still, slowing down and reflecting. The slow food movement, meditation and prayer are manifestations of this desire. I'd now like to ask you to have a small group discussion about an older person you know. Take time to talk about their gifts and potential contributions. Where might they be able to express their gifts in their community? What would your role be in supporting this to occur?
You find friends by making the sandwiches at the food pantry, not by standing in line to get the sandwiches.
In all the years I've been thinking about social inclusion of people on the edge of community, I discovered that it's as simple and as profound as this. For people to have a good life, they need 3 things: a sense of belonging, a place for contribution, and hope for the future. I'm convinced that if a person has these 3 things in their life, they will have a good life. Bliss Brown expressed it well when she said,
Ageing offers an invitation to become more conscious, more fully awake to life's possibilities and mysteries, to deepen our spiritual capacity.
Yet, with the development of services for older people, we've moved away from belonging and contribution to consumers and clients. Do you know where the word client comes from? The word client derives from the words meaning follower, retainer, and listen, follow, obey, or to incline or bend. The ground sense is of one who leans on another for protection. Clientele means relationship between dependent and patron. I have to admit I struggle with knowing what the right terms might be, but I like to think of older people in the role of citizen, not of a country, but as a status with all its attendant duties, rights and privileges.
Older people do not aspire to be clients. They aspire to be people.
I got a call from the Office of Housing, and they told me about a guy who was living on his own. He was hoarding, he had lots of stuff, and they told me they were going to evict him. So they said, go and talk to him, see what you can do, see if there's anything else that can happen. I made a time with both the Office of Housing worker and the participant, and we went to see him. His place was so full of stuff, 2 bedrooms and only 3 meters to live in. We talked to him about changing this. Apparently the Office of Housing has done it for 4 years now, and every time they do it, he agrees. He agrees it's messy, he agrees there's no place to do anything, he agrees that he's a fire hazard, and that needs to change. But every time they make a deal with him, that doesn't happen. So we made a deal. We made a deal that within 6 weeks, we'll either do it or not. And he chose the time, he chose how it's going to happen. But my addition to that was, I'll come in every week, give it a big piece of my time, and see if he needs any help. We agreed to make the 6 sessions. And when I came in the first week, nothing happened. He told us that he would definitely start the work beforehand, but nothing happened. We knew, both of us, that the deal was if in 3 weeks nothing does happen, Office of Housing takes steps and he gets evicted.